Hi everyone, welcome back on our classes online. We are going to continue with our book, Access Book 5, Unit 8, Food and Drinks. Today our lesson is Lesson 6. It's about language focus. You can open your book on page 11. Let's start. We are going to learn today two objectives. One, we are going to learn these new vocabulary. Number two, we are going to know how we can make the uncountable nouns countable. Countable nouns are the nouns that we can count them and we can use numbers with these nouns. For example, I like to eat an apple every day. It means I like to eat one apple every day. We can count countable nouns. We can say I like to eat one apple or two apples or three apples. The same with banana. I need one banana or two bananas or three bananas. All countable nouns have the same rule. We can count them. But what about uncountable nouns? There are some rules we have to follow if we want to talk about uncountable nouns. For example, 1. Never use a and an. We never use a or an with uncountable nouns. Example for this, I like milk. I can't say I like a milk or an milk. We only say the word milk, which is uncountable noun, without the use of a or an. Rule number 2, we use some for affirmative sentence. Example, I have some French fries for dinner. Only use some, no numbers. It means I have some French fries available for my dinner. Rule number 3, use any for negative and questions. If I want to ask using uncountable nouns or I make some sentences negative, I use any instead of some. For example, I don't have any chicken. Here we use any instead of some because this sentence is negative. I don't. Do you have any? Do you have any chicken? It's a question, so we use any instead of some. But for affirmative sentence and negative or questions, we don't use numbers. For questions, we have two types of questions. We have general questions and offer and request questions. For general questions, we use any. Do you have any milk in the fridge? We mentioned this before. It's a question, so I have to use any instead of some. But the other type of questions, it's an offer or request. You request something from somebody or you offer something to somebody. For example, of an offer, would you like some coffee for breakfast? Here you offer him some coffee. Would you like some coffee? Here we use some instead of any because you have already coffee, but you just offer some coffee for somebody. And also for request, can I have some coffee for breakfast? So again, there is coffee available and you just request, you ask for some coffee. You say, can I have some coffee for breakfast? Some examples of uncountable nouns are milk. We can't count milk. Tea, sugar, coffee. All types of juice, orange juice, apple juice, or any other type of juice. Water, some water. Butter, also I say some butter. Bread, all kinds of bread. Pizza, I say I need some pizza. Broccoli, would you please give me some broccoli? Rice, spaghetti. Here, for uncountable nouns, how can I make these nouns countable? Because countable nouns are easy to count them. But what about uncountable nouns? Here we have a problem. We sometimes want to count the uncountable nouns. Here we use the containers of these uncountable nouns. For example, a bar of chocolate. Here you want just a bar of chocolate. The word chocolate is uncountable, but when I say a bar, it becomes countable nouns. So the word a bar can be counted. I can say I want a bar of chocolate or 3 bars of chocolate. Notice here when we put the S, the plural S is added to the word bar, not chocolate. I want a cup of tea. Here the word tea is uncountable. But what you want a cup. So the tea is put in a container. This container is a cup. I can say I want a cup of tea. If I want to make it plural, I put the plural S to the word cup and say 2 cups of tea. Another example, as you can see, water. Water is uncountable noun. But if I want to make water a countable noun, I mention the container that I use to put water. Here I have 2 types of containers. I can put water in a glass, so I can say a glass of water. Or I can put water in a bottle, then I can say a bottle of water. And again, if I want to make water plural, I have to put S to the container, not to the word water. I can say I need 2 glasses of water, or I need 6 bottles of water. I have to put the plural S to the container, not to the word water. Nuts. Also nuts is an uncountable noun, but we buy nuts in packets. So I can say I want a packet of nuts. I want a packet of nuts. What about bread? When you go to buy bread, you have to say exactly how much bread do you want. So if I say I need some bread, it's not obvious how much bread you want to buy, but you have to say I want a loaf of bread. I want a loaf of bread or 3 loaves of bread. 3 loaves of bread. Also for ice cream, as we have learned that ice cream is an uncountable noun. But how can I buy an ice cream? I can buy it in cones or in tubs. I can say I want to buy a cone of ice cream or I want to buy a tub of ice cream. Here in our book we have this exercise. We have to match the pictures and name them with their names. What can you see in picture A? Yes, a cup of tea. What about P? A bar of chocolate. C, a lemon. D, a bottle of water. E, a mango. F, a glass of juice. As you notice here, we use a, a, a in all the sentences because now all the sentences have countable nouns. Here I'm not talking about tea, I'm talking about a cup of tea. Also in picture 2, I'm not asking about chocolate, I'm asking about a bar of chocolate. The same for picture D, a bottle of water. F, a glass of juice. Here we are going to read a conversation between Mona and her friend. Mona, can you go to the shop please? We need some food for the party. Okay, what do we need? A big bottle of water. Notice here, she has to say exactly how much water does she want. So she has to say a big bottle of water. Okay, 10 packets of nuts. Here we can see a packet of nuts, but her friend wants 10 packets of nuts. Okay, 1 loaf of bread. Only 1 loaf. Okay, anything else? Yes, we need dessert. Look here, the word dessert is uncountable. Could you get some ice cream? When she said some ice cream, it's not Claire, how much ice cream does she want? So, okay, how much? 5 tubs. When you buy ice cream, you have to say exactly how much ice cream you want to buy. So you have to name the ice cream or buy the ice cream by its containers. 5 tubs of ice cream. Okay, 5 tubs of ice cream. Is that all? Yes, thank you. Here we have learned that if you want to buy these uncountable nouns, we have to say exactly how much of each one of these we want to buy. Now we have finished our class. I hope you have enjoyed it, and thank you a lot for paying attention. Thank you, and I hope to see you on our next class to complete lesson 6 in our book, Access Book 5. Thank you so much and goodbye.